many of us would find ourselves so much indulged in fulfilling daily responsibilities that we do not even think of how to incorporate happiness for the self. We proudly hold such lifestyle by declaring it as a sacrificial life. We proudly hold such lifestyle by declaring it as a sacrificial life. Though deep within the heart, we know that sacrificing happiness for fulfilling responsibilities or vice versa is not greatness, but simply a sneaking incompetency. There is a large group of people who simply feel that they are successful but lonely inside. They have social influence, but nothing delightful within their own personal core. Their bank balances are decent, but emotional accounts are empty. Emotions like love, affection, care are either intimidated or gone absent from their personal life. There are people who neither have rich financial accounts nor the great emotional accounts. Both accounts seem to be empty, and life seems to be stagnant and painful, hopeless. Hopelessness is leading them towards a wasteful life. They are frustrated, emotionally lurched, and depressed all the time. But that's not the end. There are people with poor financial accounts, but extremely rich emotional accounts. There are people with poor financial accounts, but extremely rich emotional accounts. They always feel happy inside. They always spread love, care, and affection. They do struggle for money, but not for the respect. Everyone has their own status quo, and they live by that. Status quo is mostly misunderstood with financial status, but actually it is your prevalent state of mind. It is about what you think you are. On a generalized note, the status quo can be defined in 4 critical quadrants of personal status quo. 4 quadrants. First quadrant is the quadrant of sacrificial life, where you are not able to fulfill your happiness and you are feeling that you sacrifice your happiness for some other reasons. Second quadrant is the ideal life quadrant, where you can fulfill your happiness, your dreams, and you feel successful. Third quadrant is success versus emptiness. It's a shallow life. And the fourth quadrant, where most of the people are struggling, is the quadrant of emptiness versus failure. Nothing achieved, I still feel empty inside. That's a wasted life. Now it's time to ask the same question from yourself. Are you successful, satisfied, and happy? Your answer may have just crossed through your mind, but wait. Take a pause. Rewind all underlying scenes behind your answer. Rewind it as slow as you can. Feel each scene once again that has already passed in your experiences in your past. Your answer may have just crossed through your mind, but wait. Take a pause. Rewind all the underlying scenes behind your answer. Rewind it as slow as you can. Feel each scene of your life once again. Unfold each spark of feeling. Explore each frame of your life. Frame of your work, job, or business. Frames of your financial status. Frames of your relationships with friends, family, and society. Frame of relationship with your spouse. Frame of your personal desires and unfulfilled dreams. Frame of your self-awareness and self-esteem. frames of your expectations from the self and from the others, frame of your luck, frame of your beliefs. Scratch each layer of your feeling. Scratch each layer of your feeling. Go deep and deeper within yourself. Figure out in which quadrant of personal status quo your life fits the most. If you can't position yourself in one single quadrant, then distribute your frames in all valid quadrants. In which quadrant you have placed most of your frames? To which quadrant your personal status quo belong to? To which quadrant your personal status quo belong to? Identify that carefully and honestly. Are you living ideal life, a shallow life, sacrificial life, or a wasted life? What is your finding? Everything that has passed through your mind in a fraction of a second was actually an egotic series of thoughts and impressions from your own past. Thoughts created alive mental pictures of all that pleasure and pain you have gone through in your life in the past. Pleasure and pain. Pleasure and pain are the two fundamental forms of feelings, and either one of the two is present within you all the time. Observe carefully what's flashing inside your mind right now. It's a wide spectrum of feelings moving randomly from one corner to the other corner in their visual forms on the canvas of your imaginations. Isn't it? You have been living with all these feelings ever since long. Every layer of living feelings. Every layer of living feelings has its own immutable importance. You may recognize your success, satisfaction, or happiness at one side of the spectrum, then the failure, dissatisfaction, or unhappiness on the other side of the spectrum. Your feelings associated with your work or job or success are different from your feelings associated with your relationships. Different feelings and associations hold different intensities. Different feelings and associations hold different intensities. An essential catch is you never have same measurement scale for your all relationships. Rather, you have unconsciously created different measuring scales for all your different relationships. What you measure on those scales? Nothing but the expectations versus fulfillment of those expectations. Whenever a relationship falls short on your scale, it triggers the feeling of dissatisfaction and conflict. On the opposite side, when it fits full on the scale, it triggers the feeling of happiness. Feelings have charismatic quality to design your environment of living. Feelings have charismatic quality to design your environment of living. Every feeling attracts same kind of feeling towards itself and multiplies it quickly. What you think is what you feel. What you think is what you feel. What you feel makes you feel more of the same. You may get excited with joy or bogged down in sadness. Whatever you feel, it leaves a trail behind. Sorrow leaves much stronger marks on your mind than happiness. It accumulates quickly and creates its permanent space to live in the stable compartments of brain memory. On the other hand, happiness trails lighter marks. These marks are weak and get easily overwritten if you do not put conscious efforts to treasure them as living feelings. The silent fact is, our life is governed by these alive feelings living within us. If we have more alive feelings of joy than sorrow within us, then life becomes dance floor of happiness. If not, then life becomes a bumpy, ugly, boring ride. We dream big, plan bigger, but emotional roadblocks minify our actions. We feel the friction of feeling so hard that soon big dreams turn into smaller dreams and later into basic survival. Inauspicious feelings push our passion and enthusiasm into the backstage and bring difficulties of life at the center. Our feelings compartmentalize our thought process within the boundaries of sentiments. Reflection of sentiments silently change the shape and size of our life. Then job looks boring, relationships look soaring, and social events look lousy. In this situation, we as a human being become uncomfortable and start seeking for regeneration. We get attracted towards external sources. We get attracted towards external sources of entertainment like outing, movies, gossip, games, music, dance, drinks, and whatnot. We seek our motivation from external sources like appraisal at job, praise from friends or relatives, and recognitions in social gatherings. We start to seek out value for the self from others. If we don't get the value of our choice, we start feeling anxiety, worry, and stress. We start failing and sheltering ourselves under the umbrella of hard luck and unfavorable circumstances. When self-obsessed feelings dominate on our daily life, we get auto-focused more on our expectations and less on responsibilities. Whenever we expect something from someone, our emotional mind automatically gets into the unconscious monitoring mode. It gets engaged in noticing the absence of the expected until it's fulfilled. Longer the wait, bigger the impact is. Materialistic expectations hurt less, but emotional expectations, if not fulfilled, hurt deeply. They directly hit our thought process and make us marred. Our behavior towards that person who broke our expectation becomes sure. Consequently, a new range of feelings start evolving within our pre-packed frame of mind. Most of the time, these feelings turn into unconscious, acrimonious behavior. Soon we get locked into the acerbic responses that we get in return of our own unconscious, unfit behavior generated by those new range of afflictive feelings. When it happens, we even forget the actual expectation and get engaged with the bitterness of feeling, treating them as fresh wounds. We go on high, which leads to envy and enduring Cold War. This is a common situation in everyone's life every day. What is the solution for it? Recall about our personal core. It has not just one person or one object or one situation, but numerous of them. And the solution lies somewhere inside the personal core itself. Coming up with the new detailed video on the solution. All the best. Good luck. Keep watching.